A team got death threats from its own government during the World Cup, and somehow that's not even the strangest part of this story. Here's what you need to understand. There's the unbelievable rise, the betrayal that wrecked everything, and one moment on the pitch so bizarre that people still argue about it 50 years later. This is the story of Zaire, the team that history remembers as the worst to ever play at a World Cup. And trust me, the reasons why are way darker than a bad scoreline. First, you need to know how they even got there. In 1973, Zaire, the country now called the Democratic Republic of Congo, was under the grip of a dictator named Mobutu Sese Seko, a man obsessed with using football to make his country look powerful. Picture a leader treating a national team like a marketing campaign for his own image. Mobutu poured money into the squad, hired a sharp Yugoslav coach, and watched his team grind through a brutal African qualifying group. The deciding match against Morocco came down to one night in Kinshasa, and Zaire won it to become the first team from sub-Saharan Africa ever to qualify for a World Cup. That's massive. Imagine your country never having a seat at football's biggest table, and suddenly you're the team that breaks the door down. Mobutu was thrilled. He gave every player a house and a car. Sounds like the start of a fairy tale, right? But this is where it gets interesting, because the fairy tale ending stops right here. Now comes the part many people didn't notice at the time. Once the team reached West Germany for the tournament, Mobutu sent a massive entourage of officials, ministers, and hangers-on to support the squad. The problem is that this support fund, the money set aside for player wages and bonuses, mysteriously disappeared into the pockets of those same officials. The players found out they weren't getting paid for representing their own country on the biggest stage in the sport. It sounds like a small administrative mess, but it isn't, because a team that feels robbed before kickoff is a team that's already lost the match in its head. This is exactly where the confusion and the conflict start. After losing their opener 2-0 to Scotland, the players found out the money truly wasn't coming, so a chunk of the squad refused to take the field for the next game against Yugoslavia. Think about that, a strike at the World Cup over unpaid wages. FIFA reportedly had to scramble emergency cash just to get them to show up at all. And here's the detail that changes everything. They did show up, but with zero motivation, and a coach who, in a moment of pure chaos, even swapped his starting goalkeeper mid-disaster. The result was a 9-0 demolition, still one of the heaviest defeats in World Cup history. A team that made history just weeks earlier was now making headlines for the exact opposite reason.
But the problem is, this didn't just embarrass the country, it enraged the dictator. Mobutu was furious enough to fly his presidential guards straight to the team hotel. The message was simple and terrifying. Lose the final group game against Brazil by 4 goals or more, and the players would not be allowed back into their own country. Sit with that for a second. Not a fine, not a benching, an actual threat hanging over a football match. This is the part that turns a bad tournament into one of the strangest survival stories in sports. And here's where it gets genuinely unforgettable. Midway through the second half against Brazil, already down 2 goals, Zaire conceded a free kick just outside the box. Before Brazil could even take it, defender Mwepu Ilunga suddenly broke from the wall and booted the ball clean off the pitch. For decades, commentators mocked it as a player who simply didn't understand the rules of football. But the real story is far more chilling. It was a deliberate stall, a desperate few seconds bought by a man terrified of what one more goal could cost his entire team. The match ended 3-0, just enough for them to be allowed home. A moment everyone laughed at was actually one of the most quietly tragic acts ever filmed at a World Cup. And that contrast right there is the whole story in one freeze frame. Comedy on the surface, fear underneath. If breakdowns like this make football make a lot more sense to you, subscribe, because there's a lot more of this hiding behind the scoreboards. Because here's the part that really lingers. Qualifying for the World Cup should have been the proudest moment in Zaire's footballing history, and instead it became a cautionary tale about power, money, and fear. The scoreline said they were the worst team in the tournament. The real story says they were just the most trapped, and that's the kind of detail no stat sheet will ever show you. Subscribe for more hot and trending information relating to the World Cup and soccer. Drop a like and comment what topic you'd like us to cover next.